Hello, welcome back to the Cricket Nerds. All three of us again talking about the IPL auction that's just happened. And today we're talking about Delhi Capitals. So whether you are a DC fan or just an IPL fan in general and you're not subscribed already, do so because there'll be many more of these to come. So, talking about Delhi Capitals, they had an interesting auction. What do you think they did really well, James?
Um, I think they made some relatively shrewd purchases. I think getting people like Tristan Stubbs and Harry Brook as sort of middle order cover for, like Harry Brook is I'd say a very good replacement for Rovman Powell.
Mhm.
He's got a lot of potential, and hopefully they can actually play him in his correct position, which was one of the issues that Sunrisers had. Was they moved him all around, and then he scored that century while he was opening, and I think that was probably the worst thing that could have happened for him, because it then meant that he opened for the rest of them, and he's not an opener. He really struggled. And then yeah, getting Tristan Stubbs for as little as they did. Obviously, Rishabh Pant's fitness is kind of in the air. We don't really know, but even if he does play, Tristan Stubbs is really good. I think he's quite underrated at the moment. There was a bit of hype around him, and then everybody forgot about him. But he is a very good player, and he bowls some really handy off spin for a wicket keeper. It seems to be the done thing now. Like Glenn Phillips also does it, where
Yeah.
he's a wicket keeper, but that you just can't keep him out, and he's a really good fielder. So I think those two purchases were really good from their overseas perspective. They've also got some other interesting people. So Kumar Kushagara and
Mhm.
Sumit Kumar. Some interesting purchases. Again, Kumar is a um, oh, sorry, I should specify. Kumar Kushagra is a wicketkeeper, and Sumit Kumar is like a lower order all rounder batter type thing. So they've got plenty of cover where it's needed. So they've filled a lot of gaps. Um, what do you think about them?
Think I reckon they have put a lot of faith in Prithvi Shaw. They've not really purchased a backup for him. And if he has a bad start to the season or gets injured or something, then that's kind of going to mess up their balance because that will force them to bring in maybe Shy Hope at the cost of an overseas fast bowler potentially. Um, and also, I don't think they've got anyone who's a recognized finisher in that team. They relied a lot on Axar Patel last season to scrape some runs for them, and he's not necessarily a natural finisher. And because of that and their lack of all rounders, that gives them quite a long tail. So I think there's definitely gaps there in that squad. Like in my 11, which we'll talk about later, I've got Kuldeep Yadav coming in at 8. Like it's hard to see how they can kind of make a really good run scoring side that's going to be able to bat through at a high strike rate. Because otherwise, players like David Warner and Mitchell Marsh are thinking, well, we can't accelerate too much because we've not got much to come. I'm not sure what you think, Benj.
Yeah, I just echo all your points there. I think that is the one spot that they're missing. I can't find a way that they don't have a long tail. Um, I mean, you could potentially bring in someone like Ngidi, who's got a little bit more on the batting front, or you could have Yash Dole, who's more of an all rounder. But realistically, yeah, their recognised batters are probably going to stop at around 7. Having said that, they have a very strong top 7. Like if you were going to have, Warner, Shaw, Marsh as your top 3, and then Pant, Brook, and Akshar Patel, like that's a lot of top quality world class batters. So like they are going to be a team to beat, but I think where they need to improve from last year is they just need to not all be out of form at the same time and rely heavily on the likes of Akshar Patel. Rishabh Pant's fitness is going to be so key for them as well, as you've said. Like I think he really balances that side and means they don't have to fit an extra wicketkeeper in there. But yeah, I think all in all, really good pickups. Probably the honourable mention is Shy Hope. for 75 lakh. I think he's a really quality batting option. We've seen him. I mean, recently in the England West Indies series, he hit a lovely 100 in the ODI. Not had as a successful time in the T20s, but he's always there or thereabouts. He's always a danger man, and we know what he can do. So yeah, they look like they could be a decent team, but they just need to all, come together under that Ricky Ponting leadership.
You do
James,
have to kind of think about how good the scouting is as well, because the insight that we can get is quite limited. Like, we can see the competitions they've kind of played in, and I mean, mostly we can kind of look at the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy as the most comparable thing for a lot of these uncapped players. But people like Kumar Kshagra, who they ended up buying him for quite a lot of money. What was it, 7.2 crore?
Yeah,
Um,
loads.
and if I was just to look at his stats straight away, obviously he's only 19, but he averages 15 in his 11 T20s at a strike rate of 117. So straight off the bat, you're like, well, that's not very good at all. They're Pajara level numbers, but it's they've obviously seen a lot in him, and it'll be really interesting to see whether or not they play him, whether or not they think Pant can keep, because if the guy's just kind of having to learn how to walk again after that really bad car crash, is he going to be able to keep for 20 overs? There are quite a few question marks around the fitness, and it'd be really interesting to see them. Should we do some 11s or 12s? So,
Yep.
Zach, what is your kind of probable Delhi Capitals 12 with an impact player looking like?
So I've gone with David Warner and Prithvi Shaw opening, Mitch Marsh 3, Rishabh Pant 4, Harry Brook 5. I haven't got Axar Patel at 6. I've got Kumar Kshagra coming in at number 6. I think given they paid that much money for a youngster, I feel like they kind of want to get him in, see how he'll do. Then I've got Axar Patel at 7. Kuldeep Yadav at 8. Khalil Ahmed at 9. Ishant Sharma 10. Anrik Norkir 11. And then Sumit Kumar is the impact player. I think given their lack of batting, lower order batting, they need a more recognised batsman in there as that impact player, which is why I've gone with Sumit Kumar. They're all Lalit Yadav. He's another option for that impact player because he can also provide that batting as well. And he did all right for them last year. Any others suggestions?
I've got a slightly different to you. I've got the same top 5. I think we're probably all going to have the same top 5. But then I've actually gone with Axar at 6 and Lalit at 7, with the thinking that if they're batting, they'll have Kumar Kshagra come in at this point as like an impact player or impact player out into the bowling innings. And then bowling wise, I've got Kuldeep Yadav, Imrit Norkir, Khalil Ahmed, and Mukesh Kumar. I think he had a decent time for them last year. Mukesh Kumar did. So yeah, I've not included Ishant Sharma because I think he's been sort of out of the IPL for a few years now. He's been on that Delhi squad, but I've not seen him play for a while. James, have you got anything different to that?
I think I've got the exact same 11 as you, actually. So yeah, I think having that lower middle order of Axar Patel, Lalit Yadav, Sumit Patel at 8, and then sort of Kuldeep Yadav, it does mean that you're batting relatively deep. Obviously, not with the highest quality players, although Axar Patel, I think we kind of established last year that he is getting really close to a genuine T20 all-rounder. And you've got so many like matchup options for T20. So Axar Patel, obviously left arm finger spin. He's good against right-handers. Lalit Yadav is good against left-handers. Kuldeep Yadav is good against batters. So you've got, really good spin options. And then, Nortje, Mukesh Kumar, both international quality. Khalil Ahmed, he's got a lot of potential there. So I think there are good options with DC. It's just, like we said, a lot will hinge on fitness and form. And I'm looking forward to kind of our overall preview in a little bit of time on the IPL and where we think the teams are going to be, because honestly, at the moment, I I don't know where I'd put DC. I could have them finishing in the top 4. I could have them finishing bottom again, and it's really weird.
I think one thing that DC have obviously done is thinking about Rishabh Pant um, being the wicket keeper, but then maybe he's not got the fitness to do that. There's a reason why they've gone for Kushagra, why they bought Shai Hope and Tristan Stubbs, who are both wicket keeping options. Why they've gone for, well, they've got Ricky Bowie in there as well, who's a wicket keeper, and Abhishek Paral. They've got loads of wicket keepers who they can kind of trial out. So I think this season for DC could be an interesting one, especially the first few games, see if they find the balance early. But that's DC. Hope you've enjoyed. If you've got any other suggestions on what your 11/12 would look like for DC, let us know in the comments. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a like. You can also become a member. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.